What's going on, my visionary dreamers? This is ADionne, your dream pusher, your lifeguard, saving you from yourself, from the world, from some real bullshit. And you are listening to Chronicles of Livin podcast show, the show for everyday people doing everyday things, living everyday life. You know, us extraordinary folk doing the thing the best way we can. And to you newcomers out there, thank you so much for tuning in to the show today. My vets, y'all already know what it is. I love y'all so much. If you're new to the show, first off, I want to apologize to you guys because I'm actually in my truck. I pulled over like the old days when I was running late and I wasn't going to make it home. I would pull over to a gas station. That's how much I love you guys. So that's why I don't have my music and all of that. But to the newcomers out there, I am a life purpose coach, energy healer, intuitive reader, and a podcaster and TV show host. So I'm not going to drag this thing out. The topic of today is the most powerful divorce is with self. I think that was the title, y'all. I really... But yes, the most powerful divorce is with yourself. It's with self. And I say that because since the top of this year, Spirit has had me on this whole journey of talking about, you know, what it means and what it looks like to start breaking yourself down, to have self-love and all of that good stuff, and to even discover you, to discover you, you know. So let me say this, guys. I think that the reason why Spirit wanted me to use the word divorce is because, you know, when you think of divorce, one, you think of something that's a bad thing, which in some cases it can be. In my case, it was a good thing. Anyway, but my actual real divorce outside of with self. But now I can say that I have honestly, I'm in that divorce stage right now with self. I've divorced a whole lot of me, you know. The stages of divorce, what I looked up is the first stage is denial, then comes anger, then bargaining, then depression, then acceptance, right? So just like with a couple divorcing each other, you can go through those stages, but it's the same thing with yourself. You know, when you start to learn who you are, your purpose in life, you start to go through that stage of denial because, one, most likely you are so used to being you. You know what I'm saying? Waking up every day, doing the same thing, having the same routines and things of that nature, dealing with the same folk and all of that, you know, doing things the same way. So, you know, when Spirit starts tapping at you and start pulling at you and start, you know, aligning you with your true life purpose, your true life assignment and destiny, you know, it can get a little uncomfortable. Things don't feel so great when you're doing things that you have a habit of doing. It doesn't feel as good to you anymore if it's something that's not for your higher good. If it's a habit that's not for your higher good, that's not. And when I say higher good, meaning like if it's a habit that's going to affect your job, your health, your wealth, your family, your loved ones. If it's a habit that's going to affect any of those things, then most likely it's a bad habit. It's a habit that you should be moving away from, and maybe you might be in denial of because, you know, sometimes those habits can feel so good to you when you do them, you know. And so you can go through the denial stage of letting that habit go and realizing that at the end of the day, it's really not a benefit to you, right? And so then you go through that anger stage because you realize that maybe, okay, I had a friend of mine tell me the other day that they were, they went out and they tried to have a drink, and it's not working anymore. It's just not affecting them the way it used to. And I can honestly say that for myself. I'm more of a wine drinker now. And, before, back in the day, I used to drink a lot. And now it give me a headache, or it just make my stomach real woozy. So I can't drink the way I used to drink anymore. And it has a different effect on me. It's not fun, unless I have my little glass of wine. So stuff like that, going out and just different things, habits that you're used to, people that maybe you frequently hung around, that was like your ace boon coons. That's what we used to call it back in Philly. Your ace boon coon. That's your ace boon coon. So your ride or dies and all of that. Now when you go out with those people, it just doesn't feel the same. You kind of, maybe you might start looking at them because spirit is doing the work in you and changing you from the inside out. So that now when you go around some of the people that used to hang with, it's just not the same, and they might be having the same type of conversations you used to. And now it's like, why is you still talking about the same stuff? Why are you still, and it's not any judgment. It's no judgment at all. It's just that when you start to grow, when spirit starts to level you up, then you start to see clearly the things that wasn't beneficial to you after all. You start acknowledging that, and that can bring on the next stage, anger. Because why? Because it's like, now you at a stage where you like, damn, I just don't want to be around this group of people anymore. I don't want to be around this person anymore. I don't want to be in this relationship anymore, or whatever. So now that can bring on some anger. It could bring on anger in a way of, damn, I wasted my time. But actually you didn't waste your time, because how would you get to this stage if you never experienced that, right? So it's never really a waste of time, although, you can look at your life and you can start to think that way, but it's never a waste of time. It's just that when you go through things, you're learning more about you. Spirit is teaching you more about you through other people, through the connections that you have with other people. And this is what life is all about, right? So this is why you have to appreciate each and every person that comes across your path and that, you have any type of connection with, because it is teaching you more about you at the end of the day, which is a great thing if you embrace it. If you don't get stuck in the next stage of divorce, and that is bargaining with yourself in this case. Bargaining with yourself that no, you know what I'm saying? They've been my homeboys, they've been my homegirls for life. I just can't leave them, or I can't stop going out with them. Who am I going to be with now? I want to be by myself. I don't want to meet new people. I don't want to do new things. And maybe if I could just hang out with them like, twice a month. It should be okay. I can still, smoke, used to smoke a pack of cigarettes a day. I can still, maybe if I just smoke like 3 cigarettes a day, it's all good. It's cool. It's all good. It shouldn't affect my health. I should be okay with that, right? That's bargaining. You're bargaining with yourself when you know damn well that Spirit has put the hammer down and said enough is enough. enough is enough. It's time to cut the things that is no longer serving you. It's time to cut the people that are no longer serving you. It's time to cut the environment that's no longer serving you. You know, like it's time to cut the cords for folk that, you know, is not ready to go where you going, or not wanting to go where you're going, you know. And that can be a phase of bargaining, because why? Because again, you're in a comfort zone. You're used to these people. You're used to, you know, doing these things. So you're in a comfort zone, right? So now you want to bargain with that. So then once you realize that things get so uncomfortable that you can no longer bargain. You have, you know, you have gave it your best in trying to stay around the same people or do the same things and try to alter the way you do it, the way you come at the situation or whatever. And nothing is changing, or it's just is you know, it's not moving in a direction that you know in your heart it needs to move in. Rather that be people, rather that be your money, rather it be, you know, anything, rather it's tangible, rather it's spiritual, rather it's anything that's going to help you to grow. At the end of the day, anything that's going to help you to become the best version of yourself. You know? So then sometimes we can fall into that fourth phase of depression, because now it's like, what do I do? Everything is changing right before my eyes. My whole life is just changing right before my eyes. And I had no warning. In your mind, this is what you're thinking. You're thinking that you had no warning. You're thinking that, you know, you're like, damn, universe, damn, spirit, you could have gave me a warning. You could have let me know. But guess what? Spirit was giving you warnings all along. You just wasn't ready to embrace them. You wasn't ready to accept the warning signs. You wasn't ready for all of that. You didn't want to let it go. You didn't want to let, you know what I'm saying, that job go. You didn't want to let those friends go. You didn't want to let that environment go. You didn't want to let that bad habit go. Because, you know, when you face things and you face yourself, and you know for sure in your spirit that you got to let certain habits go and things that's no longer benefiting you or no longer balanced with who you are growing to be or wanting to be balanced, you know. It's not to say that you can't love and have friendships with people that you know what I'm saying, that spirit is saying, okay, they don't want to move the way you move. They don't want to grow, you know, with you, or they don't want to, you know, learn the things that you learn or about yourself. They're not ready to face themselves the way you are ready to face themselves. They're not ready to have self-reflect and be honest with themselves and the changes that they need to make within their lives the way you are. So therefore, you know, it can be depressing because you might not want, you know what I'm saying? You might not want to face that. So comes the fifth stage of acceptance. Accepting that you can only change you. You know, what's that verse? I think it's God grant me I don't even want to try it. The serenity to change. I'm jacking it all up. So anybody that know the word, they know what I'm trying to say. Give me the power. I don't know, but this is horrible. I bet you it'll come to me after I get off this doggone podcast. But, you know, grant me the strength to change what I can change in the serenity, to be okay with not being able to change the things that I can't. Don't be laughing, y'all. Listen, that's my version, okay? Grant me the serenity for the things that I cannot change, but give me the strength for the things that I can change. How about that? That's my interpretation of what that word said, you know? And today, or yesterday night at 10:20 something, I think they said 10:28, was another full moon, was the first full moon in February, right? Well, I guess our second full moon of the year. And as I always tell y'all, with every moon, new moon, full moon, whatever, it brings off great energy. Sometimes it give off the energy of tower moments where it tears things down in your life or within you. And sometimes it builds things up within you or within your life, you know. For me, I think this full moon is, a full moon also is like your things manifesting, things manifesting the intentions that you put out in a new moon, manifesting to its fullness. And when I say to its fullness, that don't mean total fullness. Sometimes, the intentions that you put out there in the new moon energy can manifest in a totally different way than you expected it to, or that you desired it to, when the full moon energy comes. Nevertheless, nothing is an accident, Our journey is our journey. Rather, we journey it with certain people that we would love to journey it with throughout our whole life, throughout a season of our life, throughout half of our life, throughout a day of our life. Some people come in our life just in passing, just to give us a compliment that we may, not say need, but not realize that we want it at that time in the day. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes, I talk heavily on that about complimenting people, throughout the day and how good it will make you feel, especially if it's a day that is not going your way. In your eyes, let's say that, complimenting a stranger is huge, is big. And so we could be put and placed in front of a stranger just for that moment, just to let them know that, your hair is nice, or, you look beautiful today, or, oh, you're so handsome today, or whatever, Hey, so I had this, I don't know if I shared this story, like, these are powerful things and powerful moments. Like I said, when people come in your life for just a moment, you'll never see that person again. Like maybe last month sometime. Last month, I was in a gas station. This happens a lot because I'm always, whenever spirit hits me, I'm open and receptive to be a giver to a stranger. So I'm in this, and this has something to do with what I'm talking about. If you new here, I just go with the flow. Whatever spirit speaks through me, I'm open channel for spirit to speak through me to us. I say to us because I never know what's about to come out. Like, I'm literally sitting in the car at a QT gas station talking to you guys because I couldn't make it home on time to talk to you and sit at my whole setup, But, I was at this gas station, just going to get me a little snack and get some gas and get me some coffee. And I get me this little kind of, breakfast sandwich. And I'm getting in the line for the coffee, everybody early in the morning. So this guy turns to me and he's like, "Oh, you bought that sandwich for me?" And I was like, "No, I was about to get in line to let you know what type of coffee I wanted with this biscuit so that you can pay for it." He wasn't expecting that snapback, right? And so he started laughing, and the other guys, they started laughing or whatever. And he realized from my accent, like, "Where you from, up north or whatever?" I was like, "Yeah." So he was from, out here or whatever, from the South. So long story short, You know, he was talking about how he knew about a Philly cheesesteak, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Small talk. And this is what I'm saying about people in passing, you know. And so he said, okay, have a good day. And we walked away and I finished my coffee. So he gets in the line. I forget all about it. He like, hey, Philly, what you got over there? And I tell him, and he's like, he paid for it, right? Wasn't about him trying to get at me or none of that stuff, you know. It was just like, just somebody, a stranger, doing something kind for another stranger in the moment, right? And I said thank you, and we both went our separate ways. And I guess Spirit is bringing that to our attention just to let us know that, you know, when you going through that divorce with self, when you know, you're faced with these steps, you know, the denial, the anger, the bargaining, the depression, the acceptance, you know, when you get to that stage of acceptance, right? And this is my process that I guess I've been going through from the top of the year. It's like Spirit will bring somebody your way to let you know while you're sitting there like, well, Dad, you know, I'm in a comfort zone. I'm used to the same people. And, you know, it might be fearful to do new things, meet new people and things of that nature. Spirit will bring a total stranger across your path just to show you it's always a good thing to meet new people. You never know how and what you will get out of meeting someone new, how it will make you feel. In that moment, we both made each other smile just in joking with each other, even though it didn't go no further than that. You know, I don't know what stage of his life he's in, and he didn't know what stage of my life that I was in. But it was just like a glimpse, a snapshot at when you open yourself up for new, right? When you open yourself up for new things, meeting new people, you know, going to new places. I never been to that gas station. That was a new place for me. You know what I mean? Yeah, I needed the gas. I had to stop somewhere. It was a new place for me, right? And in that new place, I came across a new stranger that brought a smile across my face. So I guess what Spirit is saying to us is that when we are willing to let go and trust Spirit, you know what I'm saying? Trust Spirit. Spirit will come through and just show you something that you would never expect to happen. And you might be saying, ADionne, come on, he just paid for you. That's not the point. The point is the principle in the matter. While we may be in this space of dealing with self and going through learning more about ourselves or trying to fight the version of ourselves that we should have released a long time ago, that we should have let go of a long time ago, that we holding back. You know what I'm saying? We in our own way. We can miss out. We can miss out on the lighter things in life. We can miss out on meeting great people, you know, experiencing great things. You know, we so married to who we know and who we are used to being. And, you know, we're so married to our surroundings and where we grew up or, you know, things of that nature. I'm not married to it because I moved away a long time ago, right? I'm just using this for example because I think I have come across in this new year, I've come across a nice amount of new folk and just hearing different people's stories and things they've been through and things they're going through. And it's just like every time I have a conversation with strangers or new people that I'm coming across due to business or new clients or whatever, it helps me to start looking at me. to start questioning myself, to start reflecting. I'm so sorry. Why a truck gonna pull right up? Really? Hey, this is a live show, y'all. This is live in case you didn't know. I'm live. If you just tuning in, I'm live at a QT gas station because I was running late to get home so I could talk to you guys. This is where my dedication comes in when I can, right? So I'm hoping that y'all getting where I'm coming from. Last week's show was about the most expensive thing is really free, and that's self-love. And I had one of my listeners tell me how much that show changed them. And hey, I was thinking like, oh my gosh, I didn't give y'all a solution to how to practice self-love. So maybe Spirit wanted me to save it for this show because of the fact that the title is about, divorcing yourself, divorce from self, right? And so I say the steps to self-love is one, all of these steps right here. Getting from the point of denial and anger and bargaining and depression and acceptance of self and knowing that you deserve the best. You deserve the best that the universe has to offer. And if you are not receiving the best version of anyone, a family member that you frequently hang with, a friend, your job, your spouse or whatever. If you're not receiving the best from them and you're working towards being the best version of yourself, then that's an unbalanced situation, right? So it's like you got to reflect and ask yourself, like, am I loving myself? Or am I loving the idea of the connection, the idea of the job, the idea of, of what I'm doing, the hobby, that's whatever. Am I so fixated on the idea of it that I'm forgetting to love myself in the process? Right? This is live, y'all. This is live. I'm at the gas station. Live from the QT gas station in Georgia. I'm reporting to you live, y'all. These are the questions you got to ask yourself. And I really learned I think that my growth really heightened because when I deal with my clients, even though my purpose in life is to help them to heal and to help them to help them and aid them in their guidance to a better path for themselves, each and every time it helps me to examine myself as well. Just because I'm a coach, I got a coach too. I think everybody should have some type of coach, some type of mentor. If you can't physically get with them virtually, somebody that you can tune into that feeds your spirit, that, helps you to start looking at life from a different angle, to help you to, to love on yourself more, to appreciate yourself more, to learn what the meaning of self-value is and self-worth is, and to let you know that you are more than enough, regardless of anybody, what anybody thinks, how anybody treats you. You are always more than enough. And sometimes the people that never express that to you, that you may like to express or love to express that to you, maybe they don't think that they're enough. And that could be the reason. Because if you are connected to even something as your boss, your manager, people have jobs with managers that treat them like crap. And why is that? It's because that's how they feel about themselves. If they feel like crap, how can they treat you like a jewel? You get what I'm saying? And this is where we have to have compassion, have empathy, but not so much empathy and compassion that you forget about what you deserve. You know what I'm saying? And how you deserve to be treated. You get what I'm saying? Let me see. I'm going to look up, let me see, the meaning. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Definition. Let me see. Okay. Oh, complex body. It's not. It's just saying in court. Okay. Dissolution of a marriage by court. The legal dissolution of a marriage by court or other competent body. So other competent body. So the dissolution of I want to say, okay, the other competent body. I guess that is the reason why Spirit put this on me. You know what I'm saying? The separation of. That's a divorce. Separation of self. Of what you know to be yourself. Because why? Because we're ever growing. We're ever learning, guys. We're ever gaining wisdom and gaining knowledge of self, of this life, of our purpose, of our assignment. And as we learn more and more and more, then that divorce of self gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And you're ready to embrace the new. You're ready to embrace a new world, a new version of you. You look forward to it. You look forward to reinventing yourself. You look forward to the next chapter in your life, regardless. And that's where I'm at. I was late because I just came from something that I had been putting off for 2 years. This class, I don't want to share with y'all right yet till I'm complete, but this class that I've been putting off, that I said I was going to take, and I'm really setting some goals for my birthday for myself. And I know I don't want to talk about it because every time I say I promise y'all not this and any other, and I go listen back to a show, it's like, oh my gosh, I really didn't complete that. But this is part of my divorce of self, guys. I'm divorcing the fact that I say I'm going to, no, don't get me wrong now. A lot of things that I say I'm going to do for myself or I'm going to accomplish, I get it done. I will get it done. It might not be on a time frame that I, wanted, desired, but it gets done at the end of the day. It gets done. Sometimes I have to be faced with it so that I can see, like, oh snap, I dropped the ball on this. So yeah, I'm just leaving a class, and I think this is also why this whole divorce of self came into play, and being open and receptive for the new and for meeting new people, because in this class I met a lot of wonderful new people. And we, some of us exchanged phone numbers and all of that, and we plan on keeping in touch. And I think, just meeting like-minded people that really want to grow and that really want to meet the best version of themselves. They're eager to meet the best version of themselves. They're eager to challenge themselves. To do more, to do more. And that's the stage that I'm in. And some people that know me and be like, damn, how much more can you do, ADionne? Because I be doing the most, right? And it's not that. It's a different way of doing more. It's not like a way of doing more of, accomplishing, like, I'm saying, like, really seriously committing to myself, and dealing with people that are ready to commit to a good and healthy and balanced connection with me. Rather it be friendship, rather it be relationship, rather it be a family member, because sometimes you can have family members that, you have a falling out or whatever like that. And, you're the one that's putting in the effort and they're not. And that's always been me. I've always been a person that when I look at my life, I've been the one that put in more effort into a lot of my relationships than the person in the connection would put in with me. It would always be lopsided, not always, but majority of the time it would be lopsided. But because I am who I am, I'm such a compassionate person and I have so much empathy for people, and I work hard at being overstanding of people. That is a habit that I had to divorce myself from. I had to divorce myself from that habit of showing up more than people that I'm connected to show up for me. To stop being lopsided in any connection that I'm involved in. And know that I deserve balance in everything that I do. That's not just in relationships. That's in health. That's in your wealth. That's in everything, guys. That's with your spirit. That's with your soul. If you don't feel good, if your spirit is not feeling good, that means that somewhere you're unbalanced within your life. Somewhere you're unbalanced within your life. And you have to take the time to sit with self and ask self, okay, ask the Most High, why are you sitting with self? Ask the Most High and self. Okay, where is it that I'm unbalanced? What is it that I need to work on so that I can be balanced? So I won't be going outside of self to believe that something or someone or something tangible or material, whatever, can cause me to be balanced. When I need to know that it is within you, inside, in your spirit and your soul, that you can only become balanced first. And then once you become balanced within you, then guess what? You'll attract people that's balanced and that's working towards that. Let's say that. Because we all are a work in progress. I'm a work in progress, just like you a work in progress. Whether you choose to take on that challenge or not, you're still a work in progress. You know what I mean? So we have to be mindful of that. And, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like I felt last week. I was like, a friend of mine was saying how it helped him so much, and it really helped him in his relationship because he realized that he wasn't really, and he realized what I meant at first. As he started reflecting on the podcast last week, he started realizing the meaning of the title of the most expensive thing in life is free. And that is self-love. And how it can get expensive when you start, going outward to think you're receiving love instead of going inward, which is free. Right? So I'm going to leave y'all with this. Ways that you can love on yourself. Ways that you can develop self-love. Some of the things that I have done. One is reflection. I do a lot of reflection, guys. And I had this person one time. I was Ubering and I was talking to the passenger, and I was telling him, I was like, I was having that conversation, like as far as self-reflection. And he was saying, self-reflection is a scary thing. It's a scary thing to do. And I was telling the guy, I was like, yeah, it can be scary if you're not ready to accept it, if you are in denial. Those 5 divorce steps. If you're in denial, if you want to bargain with yourself, if you know what I'm saying, you want to get in depression because you start looking at yourself and you start reflecting and like really seeing you, like questioning you, like what is it that made me feel like I needed to do this? What is it that made me feel like I needed to be connected to this person? What is it that made me feel like I needed to, settle for that job and stay at that job for so long? Or, what is it in me that made me feel like if I didn't stay in something that was uncomfortable, that it would be worse instead of it would be better if I got out of it, if I divorced that part of me, if I divorced, that feeling, that thought, that fear. So these are the things, these are the ways you can start teaching yourself how to love yourself. Start practicing self-love is to question yourself. And better yet, even get a piece of paper and start writing it out so you can literally see it in front of you. And see, and as you ask yourself these questions, you can start reflecting. And so my homie friend was telling me how the show last week, where I was questioning myself, I was thinking that show wasn't enough for you guys. Here it is. It helped him in his relationship. You know what I'm saying? It helped him to realize that in his relationship, he needed to stop pointing the finger at his spouse, and he needed to start pointing the finger at himself. He needed to step out of ego and pride, overage of pride, and realize that it's okay. It's okay to admit that, it's not all her. It's a lot of me. And I need to be the one to make this right. And when you get to that point in your life, that is a point of divorce with self. That is a point of starting the journey of self-love. Because you can start to accept that you're not perfect. And you are going to do things wrong so that you can know what not to do. You know what I mean? Moving forward. You can know what affects your happiness, what affects your loved one happiness. And you can start to divorce those types of actions and energies from your life. A lot of times I date myself. And people think like, oh, why are you single? This name. Man, dating yourself can be so much fun because you get to go out and you get to just do whatever when you want. Not saying that, oh, I want to date myself forever. No, that's not it at all. But I'm not willing to accept less. I always did that. You know what I'm saying? I always settled and accept what I, just pretty much accepted, when I know that I deserved more. I knew that different, I can get more out of different occupations, out of me, out of myself, being more committed to myself when it comes to things like eating right and working out. I know that, people had more to give me, but they chose to give me less than their best. Because sometimes when you're the person that's doing more of the work of giving more, it'll make a person just be like, oh, well, look, they doing all the work. What I got to do? I mean, I might as well just chill out, like, let them do everything. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it's okay. I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? Yeah, it can be, you know, when you start going through this process in your life, you definitely can go through those stages over and over again of, you know, acceptance and little depression, a little, you know, anger, a little, just all denial and all of that. But at the end of the day, who do you have control over? What did I say? You. You only have control over you. So you have to love yourself the way you want and you desire to be loved and to be appreciated and to be acknowledged or, you know, honored. All of those good things. The way you would like others to show up for you. You know what I mean? You got to first show up for yourself, right? Before others can show up for you. And then once you set the tone and you become balanced with self, you start to go out, you start to spend time with self, loving on yourself. You take that time out of life, and when you're working so hard, you just stop and you just say, you know what? Today is me day. Today, I'm going to do nothing but watch Netflix. Today, I'm going to do nothing but listen to music. I'm going to dance in the house, and I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to just be. Just do things with you. I'm going to, you know, start pursuing the dreams and the visions that I've put on hold. I'm moving forward. I'm moving forward in life and accepting that if it's not meant for, you know, certain people to move forward with you, just accepting it and letting it go, no matter how painful or how disappointing or how, you know, all of those words in there, you know, it may be. But what did I say? You only have control over you at the end of the day. So no matter how much effort you put into, say, a job that got a manager that's just, or a boss that's just angry and just evil, no matter how much you put in to that job, you could be the best worker on the job. Somebody out there is at a job that they just settling for. You could be the best worker on a job. And all you need to do is continue to do that. Continue to show up for you. Because you never know how the universe just works in strange ways. You could just, if you like the job, actually doing the job, and you showing up for you, and you just loving on yourself every day, and you just giving out good energy, good vibrations to your coworkers and all that, but your boss is being mean to you. I don't know why I'm on this, but somebody out there listening is settling for a job or occupation or whatever, and it's not feeling so good, you know? So I'm here to tell you that either you need to look at you and ask yourself, like, okay, is it time to move on from that job? Or you're going to have faith and trust the universe to just knock that boss or manager out the way and bring in somebody totally new that matches your vibration. It can happen in that way. It really can. You know? But again, you have to divorce any aspects of work on divorcing any aspects of yourself that could be attracting. You got to stop saying, oh, my boss is so mean. Or, you got to start saying, no matter what my boss is going through from day to day, my boss is so nice to me. My boss really sees me, respects me, and honors and appreciates my hard work. So that's your affirmation right there. You know what I mean? And that's how you can divorce your thoughts So divorce can come in so many ways. That's how you can divorce the bad thoughts that is causing you to continue to see your boss show up the way your boss is showing up that don't feel so great, right? Anybody that's still listening, this show, Spirit tries to touch different angles because I'm talking to people globally. So everybody has a different situation and what they're facing, what they're going through. Everybody has, could use a good word, a good aha moment. So I think this is why, the show shifts in so many different gears as it pertains to whatever the title is, So I know I said I was going to leave y'all a long time ago, but so yeah, those are some of the ways you could practice self-love, dating yourself, going out, doing things that you always wanted to do, but you never did. That's within the means of where you're at right now in life. Looking up, Googling free things to do and picking something every week and just making the effort to do it. You get what I'm saying? You'd be surprised in what you will learn about you. And not accepting, less than the best from people that you're connected to. If you're showing up for them, not accepting no less than that for yourself. You get what I'm saying? And that's where I'm at in life. And I'm enjoying every step. Yeah, you had those days, like I said, you go through those 5 steps of denial, of what was it? Denial, depression, acceptance, and anger. You go through those days. But it gets better and better every day. It gets better and better every day. And people that want to be in your life, whether it be, family, friends, loved ones, spouse, people that truly want to be in your life will let you know that. And they will start showing up for you the way you always believed they could show up for you. Everybody grows in different levels at different times, But as long as you are focused on growing and you are allowing the universe to take care of the rest and just being open and receptive for like-minded people to show up in your life, then guess what? You can't go wrong. Because like I said, I met some great people today. And this weekend for my class, I met some good people. And I'm excited as into where life is taking me. I'm excited. And I'm just looking forward to what tomorrow has for me. But remember to always live in the present and enjoy every moment of the day. Because as it says, tomorrow is not promised. So don't put off what you could do today, tomorrow, because you may not be able to see tomorrow. So I think that's a great note to leave on. And I pray that the sound came out good on the cell phone. I pray that y'all really received this word and it's encouraging and motivating and, all that good stuff. So make sure that y'all share the show, rate the show, subscribe, follow, whatever, wherever I'm at. Google Chronicles of Livin. You could do Chronicles of Livin or Chronicles of Livin podcast show and see whatever platform. My IG is at Chronicles of Livin without the G. Check out the website, ADionne, Your Dream Pusher. ADIONNE, ADionne, Your Dream Pusher.com or either .website. And stay connected with me, guys. I love your emails. I love when I love that, guys. So I appreciate you all. Let me think. Is it any? Oh, and thank you for supporting the books. You could go on Amazon. I checked today. I think they revamping the site and just search up April on Amazon or Barnes and Nobles. April ADionne Williams. And my books will come up. I appreciate every purchase. Give me feedback, guys. All right. So until next week. week. This is ADionne, your dream pusher, your lifeguard, saving you from yourself, the world, and some real bullshit. And you are listening to Chronicles of Livin podcast show, the show for everyday people doing everyday things, living everyday life. You know, it's extraordinary folk over here doing the damn thing the best way we can. And that's all you can ask of yourself, is to do things the best way you can. Continue to challenge yourself day by day to become the best version of yourself. Divorce the old and be open and receptive to accept the new version of you in life. I love you guys. Peace.